ladies and gentlemen. Well, let's try this again. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. And welcome to the first commencement of Millersville University's College of Graduate and Professional Studies. On this unique occasion, we honor and confer degrees to the graduate class of 2009 December and 2010 May. I now have the honor to present the Poet Laureate for Lancaster County, Barbara Buckman-Strasco, who will offer a moment of reflection. Following Ms. Strasco, please remain standing for the singing of the national anthem, sung by Mr. Joshua Coble, undergraduate class of 2011.
Thank you, Dr. McNary, Dr. Prabhu, Dr. DeSantis, and Mr. Warfel. When I was a freshman at Millersville, I started to write in a journal, and I have never stopped. In 1969, women had to sign out of the dorm whenever they left, and I would often sign out cornfields. I would sit in the cornfields, and this is where I wrote my first poems, influenced by the revolutionary times of Bob Dylan, Joan Baez, and Joni Mitchell. It was a powerful and tumultuous time to be on a college campus in America, making it difficult to plan your next step. It was essential to hold on to your goals and ideals, which at times seemed to contradict each other. With this first poem I'm going to read, I wish you the passion and perseverance to hold on to your ideals and goals. I live on the Conestoga River, and this poem is a little bit influenced by that as well. On the river, it's called My Character. On the river, each petal, each leaf, each animal floats downstream. I try to will myself upstream as if I am different. I must journey elsewhere, and when the whirlpool pulls me down, I think it's just a current I can overcome. Many of the values which poetry is naturally concerned, language, beauty, truth, and self-expression, are also those that education should value. When I began to teach my young urban students to write poetry, they began to see themselves as powerful people with important things to say. They began to want to say them in artistic and beautiful ways, which further shifted other person's perceptions of them. Adrienne Rich says that a poem is a moment of change, and that is how I see poetry for myself and my students. In Proofs and Theories, Louise Gluck calls making art a revenge in circumstance. The very act of writing a delicate, honest, moving poem can revenge the harshness of circumstances. I use my own love of writing to help others discover the power of poetry as healing and transcending the everyday world. With this last poem, I wish for you a life of continued learning, creativity, curiosity, and the ability to teach others what you have learned. Solo in the Snow. The trumpet player wants to teach his son jazz, so one night he takes him out to the dusted white ground, lays his bare hand against the cold and makes angels and a sun, carves an owl and figures that have no recognizable form, draws long lines and short gestures, makes a crescent moon that reflects the light falling onto the earth. He does all of this, then he erases it with the broom from the snowman's hand. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and you may be seated. I am honored to introduce those members of our platform party who will not be recognized later as part of the ceremony. Please hold your applause until all have been presented. The Commonwealth of Pennsylvania is fortunate to have dedicated individuals who serve voluntarily by appointment of the governor on the Millersville University Council of Trustees. Will the following trustees please rise? Dr. William McElwain, Mr. Gerald Robinson, and Mr. Michael Warfeld, Chairman. Also present are the advisors to the Council of Trustees. Dr. Anna Borger-Greco, President of the Faculty Senate, and Mrs. Teresa Hummel, President and CEO, Student Services Incorporated. On the platform are the following members of the administration and faculty. Dr. Amita Bro, Vice President for Student Affairs. Mr. Roger Brzezinski, Vice President for Finance and Administration. Mr. Robert German, Vice President for Information Resources. Dr. James McCollum, Executive Deputy and Chief of Staff to the President. And Dr. Ralph Antonin, one of our most senior faculty members, who is the mace bearer for today's commencement ceremony. In addition, we welcome special guests of the university, including our award donors for their generous contributions and participation in the honoring of our outstanding graduate students, and other distinguished guests and members of the administration, some of whom marched in the procession. Please join me in welcoming these members of the platform party and our guests. It is a great pleasure and honor this year to welcome Dr. Tiffany Wright, who will deliver the commencement address entitled, "Using Your Degree or Certification to Make a Difference." Dr. Wright received her bachelor's degree from Gettysburg College. Then, while studying for her master's degree here at Millersville University, the Educational Leadership Program was fortunate enough to have her work as a graduate assistant, where the potential for her future success was readily apparent to faculty and staff. She recently completed her doctoral program at Johns Hopkins University and was awarded the prestigious Phi Delta Kappa International Outstanding Doctoral Dissertation Award for 2009 and 10. Dr. Wright began her tenure as the Career Academy principal, not far from here, at York County School of Technology in 2007. However, her association with the institution began several years before that. Her continued commitment to providing guidance for high-risk and underprivileged students was evident early on through such actions as developing an after-school tutoring program and establishing a mentoring program through a partnership with the Big Brothers and Big Sisters organization. It has always been her belief that many students struggle in school primarily because they have never been expected to achieve academically. In her current position, she continues in her pursuit to help foster in students a climate of high academic and behavioral standards. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Tiffany Wright.
Thank you, Dr. McNary. Good evening. Congratulations to all graduates and those parents, partners, spouses, teachers, professors, children, and other family members and friends in attendance to support them. Obtaining a master's degree and/or professional certification is a great accomplishment. We are all proud of these students. I look forward to seeing how all of you use your degrees and certifications to positively impact the world. I currently work as one of 3 principals at my school. Interesting and profound questions and explorations happen for me just as much there as it did in all of my years of schooling. In fact, let me share with you a conversation I had with 2 of my students in the cafeteria a couple weeks ago. The context of these particular students is that they are 9th graders in either the diesel technology or welding technology program. These students value most their hands-on experiences in their shop classes and are not anticipating earning many advanced degrees. The students were asking me what it meant to be a doctor. I told them that it meant I had gone to school for many, many years. The students kind of grimaced at that thought. One of them asked me to add up the number of years I had gone to school. When I did, I was astonished to realize that I had been in some sort of school setting learning for 23 years. The students were amazed by this. One of them asked me why, and I told them that when one is in the business of education, one is always learning to be a better educator. I compared it to the ongoing training that they will receive in their fields as new technologies come up over the years for them in their lines of work. They seem to relate to that. The next part of the conversation was very humorous to me. The students asked if I was the only principal in the school who was a doctor. I said that I was. They then asked me if that made me feel as though I was better than the other principals, and if I rubbed it in their faces. I chuckled a little bit, and I said that we were all equals, and it just meant I had gone to school for a couple more years than they had. To me, this conversation showed some real insight by these 14-year-olds. They realized that some people perceive higher degrees as something to brag about, or something to make people feel as though they are better than others. I don't see it that way at all. When people would find out that I was in the doctoral program at Johns Hopkins University, they would say that it must mean that I was very intelligent. I told them, and truly believed it, that obtaining a doctorate was a test of tenacity and insanity, and that I passed both of those with flying colors. Not only is obtaining any higher degree or professional certification a test of tenacity and insanity, but it's also a test of personal sacrifice of the person in the program and their friends and family members. I remember saying things like, "Sure, we'll visit for the weekend, but please don't be angry when I have to excuse myself for a while to do some work for my classes." Or, "Sure, I will come to your Little League game, swim match, band concert, dance recital, etc., but please don't be offended that I might be reading while I'm watching you." Sound familiar? Or the times when we've had to relinquish household chores to loved ones who've been so good about being gracious and helping out what might be considered beyond the equal division of labor. Wikipedia quotes that 6.9% of Americans have earned graduate degrees. Who knows for sure if this is an accurate figure? Most likely, the current census will show us if that figure still matches. Even if the percentage is a little higher now, you are joining a very rare group of individuals and should feel proud of your accomplishments of an advanced degree or certification. So now that the end of your graduate or certification program has come, what's next? Will this mean a raise or promotion at your current job? Does it mean a change in career or even a starting career, like in education, since many of you are earning your certifications today? Or does it mean the beginning of an academic career? For me, my graduate degree from Millersville meant I could earn the certification to be a principal. I love school administration work because I get to work with everyone in a school building to assist in creating a good learning environment. In addition, my graduate work here at Millersville gave me the necessary background to pursue doctoral work. I also gained the appropriate beginning training in data analysis and educational leadership. I was also able to forge powerful relationships here, relationships that have lasted, and also turned into research partnerships that have produced work that will hopefully make a difference. During my time in graduate school here at Millersville, I worked as a graduate assistant for Dr. Nancy Smith. She not only became my friend after becoming my mentor, but she also became the catalyst for the research project that gave me the data for my dissertation research at Johns Hopkins. Our research work began as a brainstorming session in Nancy's office on a cold and rainy fall day, and it blossomed into working with 2 additional research partners. This work developed into a nationwide survey of lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender, LGBT, educators about their workplace climate. We started out creating a questionnaire that we thought would not only capture what we hypothesized to be high levels of homophobia, we also hoped to capture data indicating the existence of other isms like gender bias, racism, and ableism. We did capture all that data and quite a bit more with our survey that ended up being answered by 514 LGBT educators that represented all 50 states. It's amazing to me that we were able to get that many participants in the study. We amassed an incredible amount of data. To this day, much of it still has not been analyzed. However, what has been analyzed supported what we thought we would see, that LGBT educators did not feel comfortable in their workplace climates during the 2006-2007 school year. Through my additional data analysis for my dissertation, I found that certain things made a difference in LGBT teachers' perceptions of workplace climate. I found that these items could be broken down into factors, for example, perceptions of homophobia, principal support, the existence of supportive policies that impact educators contractually, like domestic partnership benefits or those that address bullying, perceptions of job and personal safety, and outness. Much of the literature on the topic says that outness is related to teacher efficacy, which is then related to student success. That's why this research spanning over 5 years matters. In the beginning, with some of our preliminary findings, we presented at the American Educational Researchers Association, AERA, National Conference for 2 years within a, quote, safe audience. A special interest subgroup called the Queer SIG always sponsored the sessions in which we presented. Once I completed my dissertation research, I felt that my findings needed to be shared with a greater audience. School and district leaders need to hear that their support impacts LGBT educators' perceptions of their job and personal safety. Can any educator do the best job possible in a very stressful profession if he or she feels that their job is at risk because of who they inherently are? No way. This impacted my decisions of late to get my dissertation work out, no pun intended, to a larger audience. I submitted my 2010 AERA paper proposal to Division A, which is the school administration subgroup of the organization. I also submitted my dissertation, as you heard, to Phi Delta Kappa, an international education organization, for review. I did end up winning that award for it, and now I have the opportunity to publish a summary of it in their monthly journal, The Cap'n. Many school and district leaders across the country read this journal, and therefore my dissertation work could make a difference for the LGBT teachers in those leaders' buildings. Ultimately, LGBT teachers, like other teachers, impact many students, and isn't providing the best teachers for each student the most important thing that a school leader can do. I apologize to those of you who are not involved in the field of education. That's what I experience and know. I do have examples of many people in education and other fields who have used their degrees or certifications to make a difference through their work for those degrees and or from what they've been able to do based on having those degrees. I have staff members in my school, and they are able to be staff members because of their certifications and degrees, who make a difference in students' lives every day beyond their contractual hours and duties. Nell Noddings has written and spoken about the impact of care and relationships in education, publishing some of her books in reference to this theme. She significantly impacted the field of education, introducing the ethics of care. By the time I had finished the graduate program in educational leadership here, I, like the other graduates from the program, was able to recall an important Nell Noddings quote: "Do not cause any unnecessary pain, suffering, or helplessness." What she meant by this quote is that one's decisions as a leader should be based on this premise, as it relates first to students and second to staff. Or for business leaders, how it relates to your employees and clients. Faculty and staff members at my school show the ethics of care and the importance of relationship building quite often. One example is that traditionally, our school has had struggling athletic teams due to bringing together students from 14 different school districts. For the first time in 25 years, our football team had a winning season this fall. Faculty members organized a tailgate party before the last home game. The players, our students, strutted around that day feeling so proud and supported by our teachers, and we won the game too. Another example of a school staff person going above and beyond to make a difference in a student's life follows. Each month, we, the principals, present the Students of the Month from our school to our board. They are nominated by a teacher, and that teacher writes a short letter about why he or she nominated the student. This is always read in front of the board. Our one teacher picked up the student and the student's parent, whom he nominated for the award, since they didn't have any transportation to the school. Without having his degree or certification, he would not have been in the position to make such a difference in the lives of this student and parent. A third example from our school is that whenever a tragedy happens to a family member of one of our students, some of the closest faculty members to that student organize collections, attend funerals, etc. Last year, myself and the two diesel instructors at the time went to the funeral of the mother of one of our students. She still has a connection to the three of us because we demonstrated our care for her and her family by this simple act. A fourth example from my school is the time our directors spent getting to know students and making decisions that are student-centered. Right before our PSSA testing, they held an emergency meeting of the school leadership team to discuss what incentives we could offer students for doing well on the testing. Now, does this help the entire school with our AYP status? Of course it does. Some might think that this was the only motivation for putting in these incentives. But as they expressed to those students in the 11th grade assembly, it's about showing the York County community that our students are just as smart as the other students in the rest of our county's schools, which they are. We want to help our students find a way to do well and be proud of who they are, even academically, when many have not been academically inclined in the past. These leaders are also implementing programs where we are taking a strong focus on evaluating student learning and modifying instruction based on building the pride that our school can and should have. We honestly have the most talented and diverse group of students in the county, not that I'm biased, and it's about time that our PSSA scores and state rating match what I know to be inherently true. The point of this is that these school leaders and personnel wouldn't be in the position that they are without their advanced degrees. The other countless examples I could share of school personnel going above and beyond would not be possible if they did not have the degrees and certifications to be employed in schools. What these folks have done that you can also do within your work organizations has been to create positive relationships. The idea of building relationships to improve productivity, however, is not new. Mary Parker Follett, a pioneer in the business world who lived from 1868 to 1933, recognized the importance of relationships in business. She was one of the first to begin talking about leaderships in terms of distributive leadership. Her terminology was power with instead of power over. She also discussed the concept of reciprocal relationships, meaning that the leader having the respect of other employees in the business was just as important as the employees demonstrating respect for the leader. She also introduced a concept called lateral processes, meaning that the most valuable work in an organization comes through collaboration of various people, not as directed from a top-down management perspective. Mary Parker Follett also involved herself in social work causes toward the end of her career. In fact, the Mary Parker Follett Foundation was created to continue the work of its namesake. It undertakes many projects related to the education field. The Educational Leadership Graduate Program here, as some of you know, uses Follett as the opening theoretical basis for the program. A quote from Follett that appears on a picture given to the graduates of the Educational Leadership Program states, "It is not my uniqueness which makes me of value to the whole, but my power of relating." Even though Follett used her degree to enter the business field, she used her influence and degree to make a difference in the social realm of life. This would never have been able to happen had she never earned her degree from Radcliffe, which at the time was the women's school associated with Harvard. For those of you not in the education field or not ever going into the education field, there are still ways to make your degree count for something important. Maybe there's a way for you to work in a company whose purpose it is to help others in the world. Maybe your degree will enable you to work in a company whose main focus is not to help others, but is able to do so with its profits. Maybe your degree will even enable you to make enough money to significantly contribute to a charitable organization. Or maybe the job you'll get as a result of your degree will make it so that you can fit volunteerism into your busy schedules. Making this graduate degree or certification count, not for status or bragging rights, but for something important. At the very least, you serve as a role model for your family members, friends, co-workers, etc. Modeling the idea of being a lifelong learner is a great way to encourage the children in your life, whether you work with children, our parents, aunts, uncles, grandparents, whatever, to know that learning is necessary, a way to career advancement, and most of the time pretty fun. Heck, I'm learning every day at school with my students. Many people who know me know that I am constantly obtaining information and passing it along. To try to get into the 21st century, I have a Twitter account and have started to also blog to share the happenings of our school. Some of my most interesting bits of knowledge, though, come to me from my students. I usually learn valuable information from them, like what's new, what's important to them, and most importantly, how they learn best. At the very best, your degree may lead you to work that is powerful in the sense that you can bring about a positive change in your local world or the greater Earthwide community. Good luck to you with all your future endeavors, your relationships, and figuring out how to make that positive difference in your world. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Wright, and we will take heed to your advice about developing relationships, caring about those with whom we work and for whom we work, but most importantly, your theme is certainly the vision of this university, that graduates will leave from here and make a difference. So we thank you for your words this evening. It is now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Vilas Prabhu, Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs.
Good evening. We will now recognize our post-baccalaureate and postmaster's students that have completed a comprehensive program of study and earned our endorsement to the Pennsylvania Department of Education in their respective disciplines. It is my pleasure now to introduce Dr. Jane Bray, Dean of the School of Education, to present the certification candidates. Dr. Bray.
Dr. Prabhu, I present to you our certification candidates who have successfully completed post-baccalaureate certification programs. They have completed the appropriate courses, passed all required professional examinations, and have performed very well in their field-based educational settings. They are now eligible for our recommendation to the Pennsylvania Department of Education for issuance of their appropriate certifications. Therefore, I am pleased to present to you the following certification candidates. Alice Louise Franzi, Art. Heather Elaine Lehman, Art. Allison E. Slushman, Art. Julia S. Bailey, Elementary Education. Christina A. Murray, Elementary Education. Lori Beth Greenewalt, Elementary Education. Cameron D. Popchak, Elementary Education. Melissa L. Young Finch, Elementary Education. Emily H. Sheffer, Music. Janice R. Fry, Program Specialist, ESL. Erin Garber, Program Specialist, ESL. Erin Michelle Burke, School Psychology. Beth Ann Hinnenkamp, Secondary Education in English. Ann Hager Marcarelli, Secondary Education in English. Melissa A. Pissarro, Secondary Education in English. Donna L. Scanlon, Secondary Education, English. Ryan T. O'Hara, Secondary Education, Mathematics. Amy J. Borch, Secondary Education, Social Studies. Lauren M. Schaller, Secondary Education, Social Studies. Katie L. Baum, Secondary Education, Spanish. Smita Vilas Prabhu, Secondary Education, Spanish. Please join me in congratulating all of the certification candidates.
Thank you, Dr. Bray. And will you please help me join again congratulating all of the certification candidates. At this time, I'm pleased to now introduce Dr. Victor DeSantis, Dean of the College of Graduate and Professional Studies, who will conduct the presentation of graduate awards, followed by the presentation of master's degree candidates. Dr. DeSantis.
Thank you, Dr. Prabhu. This has truly been an exciting year for graduate studies at Millersville University. It began with the celebration of our 50th anniversary and the establishment of the new College of Graduate and Professional Studies, and is culminating tonight in this wonderful event where we participate in the inaugural graduate commencement ceremony. As Graduate Dean, I am delighted to recognize those students that have been acknowledged by our graduate faculty for their outstanding achievements. Our graduate students being honored tonight have brought acclaim to themselves, their families, and this university. Several awards being given tonight are for excellence in specific academic disciplines, while others are being given for national acclaim. Descriptions of our awards are listed in your commencement program. Will those students receiving awards please stand and come forward to be recognized? Rebecca M. Allen, Sports Management Graduate Faculty Award. Anna M. Geip, Daisy K. Spangler Award. Christine L. Knoll, Joyce Scout Smedley and William E. Smedley Scholarship. Sean A. Parker, Who's Who Among Students in American Universities and Colleges. Emily Elizabeth Weller, Margaret K. Schenk Nursing Scholarship. Anne Schenk Wenger, Who's Who Among Students in American Universities and Colleges. Stacy M. Wenzel, the 40 at 8 Scholarship for Nursing Education. Kirsten Lee Wood, Who's Who Among Students in American Universities and Colleges. Please join me in congratulating our award recipients. We shall now proceed to the conferring of master's degrees. Will the candidates for the Master of Arts, Master of Business Administration, Master of Education, Master of Science in Nursing, and the Master of Social Work degree please rise? Dr. McNary, I have the honor and privilege to present the master's degree candidates. Having successfully passed all of their examination, they have completely fulfilled all departmental and university requirements for their prescribed courses of study and are being recommended for their degree by the graduate faculty. I recommend that you now confer upon them the appropriate master's degree.
Upon the authority vested in me by the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, through the Board of Governors and Council of Trustees, I confer upon you the appropriate master's degree, together with all of its associated rights, privileges, and responsibilities.
Will all the master's degree candidates please present themselves on stage now to be hooded by their respective graduate school coordinators and receive their diplomas. Dr. Thomas Bell, Associate Professor of Industry and Technology, will assist in the hooding ceremony. Heike Fleming, Master of Education, Art Education. Christina M. Musselman, Master of Education, Art Education. Also being recognized for Who's Who among students in American universities and colleges. Launcia D. Albrecht, Master of Science, Biology. Stacy Lee Bainbridge, Master of Business Administration. Connie L. Buckwalter, Master of Business Administration. Shannon N. Donnett, Master of Business Administration. Kiter A. Farah, Master of Business Administration. Benjamin J. Malinowski, Master of Business Administration. Valerio Augusto Sila Menescal Filo, Master of Business Administration. Nina R. Moraney, Master of Business Administration. Jason E. Smeltz, Master of Business Administration. Samantha N. Harmon, Master of Science, Emergency Management. Andrew N. Verdami, Master of Science, Emergency Management, and Who's Who among students in American universities and colleges. Ian J. Long, Master of Arts, English. Joshua R. Belize, Master of Arts, English. Michael Joseph Verno, Master of Arts, English. Nancy J. Reddit, Master of Arts, English. Erin E. Wolf, Master of Arts, English. Stéphane Biarro, Master of Arts, French. Angie M. Chilcote, Master of Arts, History. Amy E. Curry, Master of Arts, History. Thomas E. Marks, Master of Arts, History. Laura Tamar Panchansky, Master of Arts, History. Mark S. Quattrock, Master of Arts, History. Ashley Meredith Axe, Master of Education, Elementary Education. Kenneth E. Schertzer, Master of Education, Elementary Education. Jennifer L. Becker, Master of Education, Language and Literacy, and Reading Specialist Certification. Ashley N. Fry, Master of Education, Language and Literacy, Reading Specialist. Erica L. Kraft, Master of Education, Language and Literacy, Reading Specialist. Angela Colleen Nagy, Master of Education, Language and Literacy, Reading Specialist. Jacqueline Faith Potter, Master of Education, Language and Literacy, Reading Specialist. Kelly Stagliano, Master of Education, Language and Literacy, Reading Specialist and Program Specialist, ESL. Lisa C. Valenti, Master of Education, Language and Literacy, Reading Specialist. Eileen H. Ryder, Master of Education, Language and Literacy, Reading Specialist. Jacqueline A. Walters, Master of Education, Language and Literacy, Reading Specialist. Kelly M. Klauser, Master of Education, Leadership for Teaching and Learning, and Supervisory Certification. Dawn M. Landis, Master of Education, Leadership for Teaching and Learning, and Supervisory Certification. Mary Walker Messner, Master of Education, Leadership for Teaching and Learning, Supervisory Certification, also being recognized for Who's Who among students in American universities and colleges. Donna L. Randolph, Master of Education, Leadership for Teaching and Learning, Supervisory Certification, also being recognized for Who's Who among students in American universities and colleges. Kelly O. Shumaki, Master of Education, Leadership for Teaching and Learning, Supervisory Certification. Megan Aileen Shoemaker, Master of Education, Leadership for Teaching and Learning, Supervisory Certification. Maureen P. Vogel, Master of Education, Leadership for Teaching and Learning, Supervisory Certification, and being recognized for Who's Who among students in American universities and colleges. Janine Diane Bonner, Master of Education, Mathematics. Jennifer C. McLaughlin, Master of Education, Mathematics. Natalie E. Billings, Master of Science in Nursing, Family Nurse Practitioner. Colleen L. Ciano, Master of Science in Nursing, Nursing Education. Leslie Barno Dean, Master of Science in Nursing, Nursing Education, and the D. Joan Godfrey Nursing Award. Robin Mary Eisenhower, Master of Science in Nursing, Nursing Education. Christine Pinto Hess, Master of Science in Nursing, Family Nurse Practitioner. Patrice E. Groover, Master of Science in Nursing, Family Nurse Practitioner. Kimberly A. Locke, Master of Science in Nursing, Family Nurse Practitioner. Carl W. Lang, Jr., Master of Science in Nursing, Family Nurse Practitioner. Carly M. Meyer, Master of Science in Nursing, Family Nurse Practitioner. Diane M. Mulreany, Master of Science in Nursing, Family Nurse Practitioner. Eleanor A. Simpson, Master of Science in Nursing, Family Nurse Practitioner. Kathleen Marie Nisley, Master of Science in Nursing, Family Nurse Practitioner. Julie A. Vance, Master of Science in Nursing, Family Nurse Practitioner. Marguerite E. Waller, Master of Science in Nursing, Family Nurse Practitioner, and winner of the D. Joan Godfrey Nursing Award. Christy Leanne Bagley, Master of Science, School Psychology. Angela Dawn Esch, Master of Science, School Psychology. Suzanne Marie Garvey, Master of Science, School Psychology. Jennifer Kessa Kegarais, Master of Science, School Psychology. Michelle N. Morgan, Master of Science, School Psychology. Justin R. Sabados, Master of Science, School Psychology. Kylie Michelle Smith, Master of Science, School Psychology. Tessa C. Taylor, Master of Science, School Psychology. Abigail S. Whitwer, Master of Science, School Psychology. Brianne Dibble, Master of Science, Clinical Psychology. Emmy Jarl Andino, Master of Education, School Counseling. Tracy A. Cummins, Master of Education, School Counseling. Amy L. Gatton, Master of Education, School Counseling. Danielle M. Kuhn, Master of Education, School Counseling. Rebecca R. Lorson, Master of Education, School Counseling. Janine M. Lowe, Master of Education, School Counseling. Rosemary Grace Weaver Mosman, Master of Education, School Counseling. Kathy E. Rintz, Master of Education, School Counseling. Stephen T. Sharp, Master of Education, School Counseling, and the winner of the James C. Addy Memorial Scholarship. Gertrudis Sanchez, Master of Education, School Counseling. Megan Elizabeth Smith, Master of Education, School Counseling. Allison Lee Zabo, Master of Education, School Counseling. Lori Mark Tabor, Master of Education, School Counseling. Mary B. Abel, Master of Social Work. Ronald J. Bassarab, Master of Social Work. Mary Catherine Beck, Master of Social Work. Jessica Anna Ebert, Master of Social Work. P. Christina Demetrio, Master of Social Work. Leanne M. Eckenrode, Master of Social Work. Kelly L. Garrity, Master of Social Work. Jennifer Lynn G., Master of Social Work. Allison M. Giese, Master of Social Work. Sarah I. Griffith, Master of Social Work. Patience Hardiker, Master of Social Work, and being recognized for Who's Who among students in American universities and colleges. Kelly N. Jacobs, Master of Social Work. Terry Ray Johnson, Master of Social Work. Linda M. Mester, Master of Social Work. Carrie E. Kenny, Master of Social Work. Mallory E. Morrison, Master of Social Work. Mary R. Neville, Master of Social Work, Who's Who among students in American universities and colleges. Lynette M. Nicely, Master of Social Work. Rosalie C. Pachiro, Master of Social Work. Nancy Ann Pilkington, Master of Social Work. Michelle E. Potter, Master of Social Work. Ashley R. Sams, Master of Social Work. Stacy L. Shucker, Master of Social Work. Laura Ann Sandrock, Master of Social Work. Victoria L. Van Heis, Master of Social Work. Who's Who among students in American universities and colleges. Evelyn M. Watts, Master of Social Work. Tiffany L. Reiner, Master of Education, Special Education. Rebecca E. Williams, Master of Education, Special Education. Jocelyn Marie Arnold, Master of Education, Sports Management, Athletic Management, and Who's Who among students in American universities and colleges. Michelle Heiss Christine, Master of Education, Sports Management, Athletic Management. Marie E. McCune, Master of Education, Sports Management, Athletic Management. Jessica Lynn Snyder, Master of Education, Sport Management, Athletic Management. Susan C. Stum, Master of Education, Sports Management, Athletic Coaching, and Who's Who among students in American universities and colleges. And Benjamin L. Stum, Master of Education, Sports Management, Athletic Coaching. Michael K. Yoder, Master of Education, Sports Management, Athletic Management. Michael G. Keithley, Master of Education, Technology Education. David J. Kraus, Master of Education, Technology Education. Let us now recognize these students with our warm applause for their outstanding educational achievements.
Graduates, you have reached an important milestone in your formal education. You are among the 6.9% of the United States population who have earned a master's or higher degree. Although the university has a proud 50-year tradition of offering graduate studies programs, your class is the first to participate in a master's level only graduation ceremony. And your class is also the first to receive your degrees from the newly created College of Graduate and Professional Studies. As you prepare to leave Millersville University, it is fitting that you recognize those who have been principally responsible for your academic lives and successes, who have provided a supportive and enriching learning environment, and who have played a key role in awakening your intellect. Your faculty are scholars who are highly respected in their respective fields. They are approachable, active mentors who engaged you in the classroom, office, research lab, and in the life of the campus. They are determined that you are prepared to lead robust intellectual, professional, and civic lives to the same degree as are the advanced degree graduates of any of the nation's best known and outstanding institutions. You and your families may wish to express your appreciation. Will the representatives of the faculty please rise to be recognized? Your graduation is just one successful capstone in your life. But your journey to reach this day has not been a solitary journey. Many have influenced your development as a student and as a person. Let us recognize another group of people who undoubtedly have had a tremendous impact on your success and to whom you may wish to express appreciation and affection. Will the parents, spouses, family members, and friends of the graduates please rise to be recognized? Graduates, commencement typically compels all of us to reflect upon your time at Millersville, to celebrate your accomplishments, and to contemplate what lies ahead. Your education at Millersville provides you that freedom to pursue your dreams, not merely to recognize economic self-sufficiency, but more importantly, to fully participate in our democratic society with all its privileges, rights, and responsibilities. As I reflect on the current academic year, several examples of the uniqueness of your educational experience come to mind, starting with the learning strategy that bonds the curriculum with a unifying theme for one or more academic years. The current university theme, Remix the Future, Remake Our World, to explore exciting new research and practice in the creative and performing arts, scientific discovery, technological innovation, cognitive neuroscience, social entrepreneurship, and to participate with the broader Lancaster community, region, and Commonwealth to remix the future and to make our world anew. In addition to your graduate discipline, you have sharpened your ability to think critically, solve problems independently or with others, and you possess the flexibility to pursue careers in a host of directions. Your university has remained true to the vision of its founders, Thomas Burroughs and James P. Wickersham, who more than 150 years ago espoused the fundamental value and necessity of education. They understood the importance of an institution that would partner with Lancaster County in advancing its educational and economic interests. Millersville, as a comprehensive regional public university, the People's University, nationally recognized as one of the best of its kind, continues to deliver the promise its founders made to the people of Pennsylvania. Today, that promise is really about our service to you. the lifeblood of this institution, and the delivery of a premier education. We have been intentional in working to be the best choice for the people of Pennsylvania and to provide an educational opportunity that is second to none. You are the recipients of an outstanding education. Now you have the opportunity to give back, and how you choose to do that is up to you. As advanced degree recipients, you are now leaders in the world that requires new ways of learning and working, inventing new ideas and breakthrough solutions to social, economical, racial, environmental, cultural, and global problems. The challenges in our world are daunting, but you are prepared to develop strategies to address those problems, whether it's on the local, regional, national, or global level. You are prepared to flourish in a dynamic world. You join more than 54,000 alumni who are prepared and empowered to meet the challenges of the future. You have experienced part of a great learning process at Millersville, but there is so much more to learn. And as you learn, we expect great things from you. This is your time to be proud of who you are and what you have become. This is your time to celebrate your accomplishments and those of your classmates. Therefore, go forward, graduates, and assume the leadership roles that await you. Seize the opportunity to make the unique contributions that you and you alone can make. Seize the opportunity to make that imprint on the world, to make our country and our planet a better place to live, to work for all its people. We share hope and confidence in what lies ahead for you. So now, on behalf of Millersville University, its faculty, staff, and student body, we join your family and friends in extending to you our warmest congratulations and best wishes as you pursue your hopes and your dreams. I wish to express sincere appreciation to Ms. Strasco, to the marshals, to Dr. Jennifer Jester, the University Brass Ensemble, and other program participants. Let us take a moment to remember the women and men who are serving our country throughout the world and who are away from their families and friends. And let us take a long moment to say Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers for this coming Sunday. I wish all of you gathered here this evening a safe journey home. And now please refer to the last page of your program as we conclude the ceremony with the singing of the first and third verses of the Alma Mater led by Mr. Coble. After the platform party and graduates have recessed from the front seating area, guests seated in the bleachers are requested to exit the gymnasium to the lawn at the lobby entrance, and we are not having inclement weather. We will have a reception for all where you may enjoy light refreshments and have opportunities for informal photographs. Will the audience please rise and remain standing until the recession has ended?